To our lovable and active Dean of College Teacher Education of Holy Trinity College of Camarines Sur, Dr. Mercy Samaniego-Bu, my dear classmates from BSED Math Major and BSED English Major, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I am Bernard Buena of Porter BSED Math Major.
And I am Jennylou Balbuena of BSED English Major.
We are going to discuss to you the learning episode number 5, Preparing the Learning Environment, an Overview.
Intended learning outcomes. At the end of the learning episode, I must be able to revisit the concept of the learning environment and the context of the current teaching and learning situation. An overview of the learning environment. A learning environment, traditionally called the classroom, is a space in a school that supports student learning. It is a self-contained area where teacher teaches and children learn.
Learning environment are nurturing spaces that support the development of all young children. A conducive learning environment should have the following characteristics. Flexibility. There is opportunity to have small groups, movable walls. Flexibility in learning environments address how physical space is used, how students are grouped during learning, and how time is used throughout teaching. Openness. Learning corners or areas which could be shared. Openness of the learning environments allows the learning process to be more visible and inviting to critics and new ideas. Access to resources. Audio-visual materials are ready and open for use. With the access to learning resources, it helps students develop their individual learning strategies, values, attitude, and genetic skills. Physical classroom space is clean and safe. The physical appearance of a learning environment can stimulate pleasant feelings, attitudes, thoughts, ideas, and appreciation essential to learning. The atmosphere can do a lot to the morale and work of the class. One author said that a pleasant atmosphere generates good thoughts and ideas, while unpleasant surroundings evoke dirty and ugly thoughts. Students tend to work better and longer if conditions are favorable. Psychological atmosphere. It is friendly and accommodating. The psychological atmosphere in the classroom reflected in how the teachers communicate with the student. So learning is facilitated in an atmosphere where individuals feel they are respected and accepted. The classroom climate nurtures the intellectual, physical, social, and emotional development of the student.
We respond to the environment in which we find ourselves in a variety of ways that affect our learning. When children are in a calm, peaceful environment with aspects of nature around them, it builds brain architecture and enables them to learn more. We are barraged with information and emotion all of the time, and our brain is trying to sort things out and figure out how to put all of that in place. And in order to be able to learn, we need a certain amount of routine and consistency and calm so that our brain can focus on what's important and not have to focus on everything that is new and engaging all at the same time.
The environment has a large impact on student learning.
Come on.
We want school to be a safe, welcoming place where kids want to come here every day. They could be coming in the morning with lots of different emotions.
We're so glad that you're here this morning.
That we want to help mitigate so that they feel safe and secure at school.
Good morning, Jolene. We're glad you're here. Let me tell you what's happening this morning. We have pancakes for breakfast and pears
It's very important that school be a reliable, consistent, routine place where you know what to count on, where things are somewhat predictable. Not so much that they become boring, but so much that they give you that calm feeling that I know what it's about, I know how to participate, and that actually opens up the opportunity for more learning.
So some of the ways that we do that are creating a calm environment where breakfast is ready for them, the teacher is at the door with a greeting, a hug, I missed you, I'm so happy you're here. We also include a lot of natural elements in our classrooms. We have lots of plants, which keeps the air purified. We use essential oils to help students have calm, relaxed bodies. People want to come into a room that smells great. And so we turn that on in the morning before they get here, and that's part of creating that welcoming environment.
Meeting students' needs for releasing physical energy is important. Making sure that kids' bodies feel good is a really important step to making sure their brains are in a good place for learning. Water is available to all of our students all the time. They all get breakfast, they all get lunch, they're going to movement class, they're having time outside in the backyard doing a lot of gross motor play so that their bodies are getting what they need.
We also know now that the environment matters greatly to the evolution of individual human beings. And we can create environments that are productive, that have lots of opportunities for exploration and learning, because that's how human beings grow their brains as well as grow their knowledge.
We want them to be engaged and to love it and to not want to go home. So we have incredible opportunities and provocations at centers for them to have agency and use their hands, create, iterate on their creations, fail and keep trying. And part of that helps keep them both engaged. And at the end of the day, man, school is really fun. I can't wait to come back tomorrow. That's the feeling that we want the students to have.
Here are some specific strategies for developing the optimal classroom climate. Number 1. Learning environment addresses both physical and psychological needs of the student for the security and order, love and belonging, personal power and competence, freedom and fun. Number 2. Create a sense of order. For example, teacher should teach student how to enter the classroom and become immediately engaged in the activity. Distribute and collect materials. Find out about missed assignment due to absence and how to make up for them. Get the teacher's attention without disrupting the class. Arrange desks, tables quickly and quietly for various purposes. Number 3. Greet learners as they enter your face-to-face or online classroom. Number 4. In a healthy and conducive learning environment, everybody belongs and knows each other's. Number 5. Encourage class-building activities like games and team activities. Number 6. In a conducive learning environment, success, whether small or big, is recognized and celebrated. A classroom climate is a vital component of teaching and learning. It helps establish and maintain rapport between teacher and student, build motivation and confidence among the learners, and facilitates the processes of teaching and learning. A positive classroom climate noticed and reinforces positive interaction between students daily basis. It also makes the student feel safe, respectful, welcoming, and supportive of student learning. Let's take a look at the infographic data of face-to-face learning environment and the online learning environment. In the face-to-face learning environment, the time is set, while in the online learning environment, learning can be accessed anytime, any place, and anywhere. In face-to-face learning environment, self-contained classroom discussion, activities occur inside the room, and passive listening are being practiced, wherein the methods of learning or instruction are received by the students and internalize it. While in online learning, the discussion and activities can be done synchronous or through social media platforms like Zoom meetings, Google Meet, or Facebook Live, and asynchronous learning or through modules, Canvas, Google Forms, and recorded video lesson. In face-to-face learning environment, the teacher prepares instructional activities and chooses content, while in the online learning environment, teacher moderate and facilitate learning. In face-to-face learning, the teacher leads and guides the learners, while the online learning can create different learning environment since learning are possible anytime, any place, and anywhere. In face-to-face learning, learners and teachers are engaged in personal communication, wherein this can be a great tools for collecting information about knowledge, reasoning skills, and mastery. In online learning, it creates multimedia educational context, means involvement of educational technology to be used in multidisciplinary settings. Both approaches, the face-to-face learning environment and the online learning environment, have common attributes. These are the following: time, place, teacher's rule, student's rule, content and evaluation and process. Learning environment can be traditional face-to-face, virtual, or online, or a combination of both two approaches, the learning environment and the online learning environment.
Hi! In today's video, I will be discussing what is face-to-face learning. Face-to-face learning is an instructional method where learning materials are taught in person to a group of students or learners. This is live interaction between the students and the teacher. In face-to-face learning instruction, students attend their classes daily with a specific time and place. And this is what we call traditional learning. Traditional learning is a more effective way of the learning process by combining different ways of learning, such as reading, writing, live discussion or interaction, group presentation, demonstration, and projects. According to Balbuena, face-to-face learning is still a better choice because one of the key elements of the learning is the dynamic relationship shared between the student and fellow students, and the students and the teacher. Face-to-face learning fosters these relationships, such as the dynamism may be minimized or lost where training is undertaken on a distance or virtual format. The richness of information and memorable experiences are deduced through behavior and body language, including one's mannerism, gestures, tone, language, and volume of voice. Face-to-face communication allows the entire experience to not only be heard, but also seen and felt. However, there are disadvantages in face-to-face learning. First, travel time and cost. So you need to wake up early as you can, so you'll still have enough time to prepare yourself, and you'll have enough time to travel so you can attend your class on time. Second, attendance times can be restricted or inconvenient, so you need to prepare ahead of time to avoid late. Third, you will have to pay for your textbooks and you also have to buy a uniform. Fourth, projects, presentation, or some activities in school can also cost, but these are also important and part of your learning. Nevertheless, the advantages and quality of face-to-face learning cannot be found online. Traditional education based on the helps develops communication skills through live interaction, discipline, and organization, as well as an apparent value that traditional degrees have for future career advancement. Thank you for watching our videos.
Imagine you walk into an on-campus classroom. You take a seat in one of the neatly arranged desks facing the board. While you wait for the instructor to arrive, you chat with other students. Once the instructor arrives, they begin to teach you content using a lecture. Sometimes the instructor calls on students to answer questions, but most of the time you are a recipient, not a participant, in the learning process. Sometimes the instructor covers material too quickly for you to fully grasp it, and other times the instructor is moving too slowly to keep your attention. Your learning experience is limited to the time, space, and speed of that classroom. This is the traditional face-to-face model of school. Now imagine that you enter your own personal classroom at any time, day or night, that works with your schedule. While no one else is physically present in that space with you, you see your computer or mobile device and know that you can connect with classmates and your instructor with just a few mouse clicks, keystrokes, or taps of a button using online tools like discussion boards, email, or video chat. You can move through the class content at the pace that works for you. Instead of feeling the pressure to instantly understand everything the professor shares during a lesson, you know that you have the opportunity to review multimedia lesson materials as many times as you would like. Instead of being put on the spot to answer questions in class, you can take your time to think through and more fully form responses to questions before you post them on a discussion board. All of the learning materials and information you need to be successful in the course are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the entire course. This is online learning.